So, first thing I wanted to say is we talked about the first thing that I remember is your elbow when I'm trying to do this so you can see it now, but it looked like you were kind of almost trying to hold your elbow out back of your body. I really want your elbow to hang straight, kind of. You got the V up here in the grip, and your elbow is going to be just kind of hanging. And if you drop, took the pressure off that fiddle, your elbow will just kind of drop instead of back here. So look what happens. The whole angle of your fingers changes, right? And I think maybe you tried to do this because you wanted to get the 45-degree angle with your fingernails or something. I'm not sure. But you can do that right from here. Still have that 45-degree angle with your fingernails. So, and then we're going to do, we talked about vibrato. I want you to do Amazing Grace with, um, you know, uh, not necessarily any particular consistent tempo. Just I'm trying to get to a long note. Every note that you put down that, especially the first or the third finger, which I think are the easiest ones to get the vibrato with. You can make them longer than they usually are. There'll be a lot of, you know, 025 stuff on that Amazing Grace, which is good for the index finger and third finger vibratos. All right, and um, then we talked about. Well, I'll do the 4-chord thing for you, right? Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be it's going to start on the slide of the second string, minor third to major third. Because you were doing a lot of it, which it doesn't. It's not wrong. It's just not what we were doing. And that's less of a, doesn't have that little minor third blues slide. Part of the reason we're doing this, those licks, is we're working on slides with our fingers, and we're working on a lot of slides, and that kind of slide movement will also help us with our vibrato. It'll make our fingers more flexible, and it's not really a slide vibrato, except for like maybe a rock slide might be, but this slide is more of a tilting. So here's the angle that I'm playing the regular note at, and I'm just gonna maybe flattening my finger just a little bit, but still keeping the knuckle bent. So here's the regular note, backing up, opening up my hand, opening it up, these fingers right here. This is the regular note. And I'm going to drop the low part of the vibrato. That's with the first finger. That's why we said the wave, okay? And so you'll hit the first note. I think maybe the wound strings might even be easier. So say an E on the third string. There's a regular E, and then opening, and pulling the fingers coming back and rolling that index finger down just a little bit. Okay.
And then there's the eighth note variations and the waterfall.
The eighth note variation, the waterfall. So there was. And then we had. and then the rest of it we're going to play. That's a good little bowing exercise in addition to being pretty, as a variation. Then you got three variations for that, for those notes during the B part. All right?